We have got to decide what type of world we want to live in. Are we going to live in a world where all the decisions are made for us? Are we going to allow the Illuminati, the World Economic Forum, George Soros to push us all towards a one world government and destroy everything we worked so hard for here in the United States of America? We can't do it. I think we need to learn how to unite as one. We need to work together, and we need to understand that left or right, we are Americans, and we need to learn to come to common grounds. Now, if you look at the two political parties, the far left, very few of the Democrats are really part of this woke movement. Those are the extremists. On the right, same type of thing. There are extreme right people that no matter what anyone on the left would propose will, again, just be extreme and push to divide all of us, right? So we have got to decide, are we going to continue to fight amongst ourselves, or are we going to unite, try to find some common ground, and work to defeat the evils in this world and the evils in this country? Because if we don't, the United States as we know it is going to be gone. Now, as we've talked about, you've got the 13 families of the Illuminati. You've got the World Economic Forum. You've got Soros. They don't care about us. They don't care whether we're alive or dead. They don't care where we end up. They care about their pocketbooks. They care about their control. They care about everything that they are pushing. Now, how do we do it? Is the question. If you ever have a problem, you always have to come with a solution, right? So how do we do it? If you really think about it, you can go, the liberal left, you can go and vote for Biden. I don't believe there's a snowball's chance in hell that he got 81 million votes the last time he ran. There's no way. They cheated. You can't convince me they didn't cheat. But if you still support him and you're going to go vote for him again, what is that going to do? It is going to continue to divide the country. It's going to continue to push us down that path of a one world government, government control, fascism, communism, etc., etc. So if you want to vote for Biden, you want to vote for Newsom, that's what you're going to get. Now, if you want to vote for Chris Christie or one of the other rhinos on the Republican side, and I hate to say it, it breaks my heart, even DeSantis, if you're going to vote for one of the rhinos, same thing. You're going to get division, you're going to get hate, you're going to get more of the Matrix. The only person that is available for you to vote for in this next election is 2024 is Donald J. Trump. Now, I know some of the people on the left are going to be throwing their hands up. They're going to be, oh, Jesus, I'm not going to vote for another Trump-tard, or whatever they say. But the bottom line is Donald J. Trump is the only politician that is not in the pocket of the globalists. He is not in the pocket of the ones that want to have a one world government, that want to take away our freedom. Donald J. Trump is draining the swamp. He is showing us what's happening. He's pulling back the curtain, and we've seen the wizard. And once you've seen the wizard, you can no longer unsee the wizard. I can no longer unsee the wizard. I see it, and I realize that unless we stand up as a people, now I don't want to see a war. I don't want to see a civil war. That's not something I want. I don't want to see bloodshed on American soil. I think right now we are in the middle of a different type of civil war. We are in a social media civil war. We are in a media social war. We are in a type of war that we've never seen, where the country's divided and we're fighting against each other through technology. Now, I do worry that there will be some type of event that will happen again. Something like another riot in the summer of 2020, the George Floyd riots, or something like January 6th, where the left completely set up the right and was completely behind that, with Pelosi and her clowns setting up the entire January 6th thing. Or we could see the left cheating in the election again and give Biden, 85 million votes this time, and cheat Donald Trump out of another election. If something like that happens again, we could see things escalate into a violent conflict. That is not something I want. That is not something I advocate. And I don't think any of us, no matter how tough we talk on social media, want to see that happen. How do we prevent it? We have got to get Donald Trump back into office. Liberal left, you may hate him. You may think he's, grab him by the pussy, Donald Trump, whatever else you want to call him. You may hate his guts, but he is the only man that can pull us out of what's going on right now. Now, let's go through a few things that I have up and I'm ready with. Let me just find this really quickly. It'll take me a moment. I ran across something last night that I thought that was pretty powerful. This is short, but it's really right to the point. Now, remember, we've seen a lot of things happen under Biden. The Keystone Pipeline. We've lost energy independence. The botched war, withdrawal from Afghanistan, war in Ukraine, the disaster at the border, now the conflict or the war that's happening between Palestine and Israel at the Gaza Strip. Think of all the upheaval that's happened when Biden was president. Think about the prices of gas, the prices of groceries, inflation, all the different things that have happened over the last 3 years that have basically turned our country upside down, and not in a good way. Remember that under President Trump, there was no war in the Middle East. He was close to brokering peace. There was no war in Europe. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was progressing smoothly as planned until Biden came in and decided to evacuate everybody immediately, leaving all the artillery behind, billions of dollars of tanks and weapons and everything else he left behind that are now being used by terrorists. We were moving forward with a withdrawal from Afghanistan, and we were slowly and effectively doing it, and Biden also botched that. Under Trump, the United States was energy independent. Now we're dependent on our enemies to produce oil. And I never understood the argument where we'll stop drilling in the U.S. because it's better for the planet. However, we're going to buy our oil from overseas. And the last time I checked, they're also drilling for oil, and we all live on the same planet. So I'm not sure exactly how it makes it better for the climate. So someone tell me that. Please explain it to me. The United States border was secure. Right now, we have had literally millions of illegal aliens. And I said it, aliens, not immigrants. Millions of illegal aliens have crossed the border into this country. We don't know who they are. We don't know if they're good people, and I'm sure a lot of them are. We don't know if they are terrorists. We don't know if they're drug dealers. We don't know if they're violent serial killers that are coming in over that border because we're not checking and they're pouring right in. And no matter how you feel about this, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. And right now, we don't have a country. Under Trump, the border was secure. We were deporting criminals. We were deporting drug dealers. We were doing all the things we need to do to ensure the safety of the American people. That's all gone now. Inflation was under 2% under Donald Trump. Under Biden, it has skyrocketed to levels that we have never seen in our lives. Interest rates to buy a house, to buy a car, were less than one half what they are now. I went out and looked at brand new cars. You're looking at rates between 7 and 9% to buy a new car. Mortgage rates are through the roof where people cannot afford houses because they can't afford the interest rates with mortgages right now. Again, that happened under Biden. ISIS was defeated under Trump. Gas was under $2.20 a gallon. I remember it being under $2 a gallon in the state I live in. The United States national debt was not over $33 trillion. The United States military was rebuilt, and the Space Force was initiated. America and the world need Donald J. Trump right now back in office. And I'm going to say that, there are choices out there. And that was the whole point of my podcast today, was to get on and say, whether you love him, whether you hate him, and especially to the people that are on the fence. If you didn't vote for Trump last time around, this is your chance to redeem yourself and put our country back on track. We need to stand up now, or I am convinced if we have 4 more years of Biden, 4 more years of another left-wing liberal, we are not going to have a United States of America to live in anymore. Now, that also goes true for some of the rhinos. If we have a Chris Christie get in, And if we have a DeSantis get in, if we have one of these rhino Republicans like McCarthy, who was the Speaker of the House, get into office, we are also going to continue down the same path of serving our overlords, serving our gods on earth, and we are going to continue to lose our freedom every day. Never forget what the founding fathers intended for us when they created this country, when they created our Constitution. We are supposed to be governed by a government of the people, for the people. Right now, we are not a government of the people, for the people. We are a group of people that are servicing our overlords and taking their instructions and taking their orders and living with the scraps that they're throwing us. So America, this is your wake-up call. You heard it here today, October 16th, 2023. The election is next year, 2024. What are you going to do to change this country? What are you going to do? Are you going to get on the air and do a podcast? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to waken people up with my podcasts, with my Facebook page. And by the way, if any of you are on Facebook, I know it's a shitty platform, but I have a page there called The Pussification of America. I have 51,000 followers, and I think if you believe in what I believe in, you would like that page, and you should probably check it out. So go on to Facebook, Google The Pussification of America. I'm the guy that runs it, and I do post my podcasts on there as well. So, again, I'm getting up on the 20-minute time period. I'm looking to do a bunch of fast-hitting podcasts that are 20 minutes and under, so you don't have to invest an hour to listen to me. But I want all of you to know, I love all of you. I really do. I love my Republican brothers and sisters. I love my liberal left brothers and sisters. We may not agree, and I think some of you are very misguided, but I love all of you. I love my white brothers and sisters. I love my black brothers and sisters. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care if you're agnostic. I don't care if you're LGBTQ plus or if you're heterosexual. It does not matter to me. I love you for who you are, and we as a people need to start looking at each other and find more things in common instead of continually talking about the things we don't have in common. Because the bottom line is we're all being attacked. We're all in danger of losing our country. And I truly believe the only choice we have is Donald J. Trump. I don't want the schools indoctrinating my children. I don't want television and radio indoctrinating my children. I don't want the world government deciding how I'm going to raise my children, and I don't want them to tell me what I'm going to do with my body. We hear so often about my body, my choice, correct? Well, my body, my choice means if I don't want to take an experimental vaccine, then damn it, I'm not going to take that vaccine. So we have to decide, do we believe in freedom? Is freedom worth fighting for? Now, when I say fighting, I don't mean picking up a gun, but is it worth speaking up? Is it worth talking to people? Is it worth sharing your thoughts? And again, the best thing I can do that I know is this podcast. And again, is not a huge podcast. It has a limited, listenership, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you've turned into my podcast, I wish I could shake hands with each and every one of you, because I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you take a few minutes out of your day to listen to me. I've got, I think, close to 110,000 downloads. I've done a lot of shows now, over 400 shows. And I really feel that if I can do this to even change a few opinions, to make people think about what we need to do in the United States of America to turn this thing around, then it's worth it for me. And I hope that if you listen to my show and you like my show, please share it with a friend. Please, when you get on social media, forward it on to your buddies, whatever, and let them know that maybe I might be someone they might want to listen to. And it's not because I'm anything special. I'm a regular guy like the rest of you. We're all regular people, and we're all in this together. Just so you know, again, like I mentioned, 110,000 downloads, 400 episodes. I don't profit from this, so I'm not making money off of this. This is my hobby. This is my side gig. This is my side hustle, whatever you want to call it. It's to get on the air and talk about the things I see in this country and give you my opinion. Now, some of you may be older than me. Some of you may be younger. I'm 55 years old. I've seen some things in my 55 years. And I can tell you, for the people that aren't as old as me, I have never seen anything like this in my 55 years. I've never seen this types of division. I've never seen this type of corruption from a president. I have never seen a grab by the government like we're seeing right now to take away our freedom. So if you think this is commonplace, for the 55 years I've lived on this planet, this is by far the worst I've ever seen. You hear people like Jimmy Carter as being a terrible president. Jimmy Carter was not a good president, but Jimmy Carter was a good man. Jimmy Carter cared about the United States of America. He inherited a bad situation, and he was definitely a subpar president. He pales in comparison by Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the worst I've ever seen. The man has dementia. The man is not with it. The man has no right governing us, and he's being controlled by people behind him that are intent on destroying everything that we have. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm almost at 20 minutes. I want to ask all of you to be proud of the fact that you support Trump. Trump is the answer. He's the only answer. I hope he makes it to the election. I do worry that someone might try to assassinate him. I hope to God it doesn't happen, but I could see it happening. But Trump, in my opinion, is the one man that doesn't stand for either side. He stands for us, the American people. And if you want to retain what we have and regain what we had in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump in 2024 is the only choice that we have. I love all of you. God bless you. God bless America. And thank you for tuning into the John DeVito Show. I love all of you.